Guys, people should not come to this UK. Don't come to this UK.
Than 2 years if they start charging people for oxygen tax. Like,
low salaries, high costs, and a bad job market. That's the reality of living in the United Kingdom right now. And it feels
I'm living in the UK and I don't have a job. I know that I'm never going to get a job again.
How much money per month do you think you need to be making in the UK to live comfortably?
To live comfortably per month.
Oh, baby. Nice. That's good.
Alpha, I can see you enjoying the lights.
The cost of living is so fucked that everything is now considered a luxury. Things that were normal a few years ago. I can
to live in the UK decently on a tight budget. Let me know in the comments. I'll do another.
The cost of living in the UK right now is absolutely crazy. Like, I don't know how people afford to live here. Like, on minimum wage, especially. Like, you need to have, like, 2 jobs to be able to afford the UK. Like, for me, like...
About the prices of food in the shops. Not just McDonald's, but grocery shopping has become so expensive for...
Britain is broken, and the numbers prove it. A loaf of bread, a tank of petrol, a weekly food shop, things that used to be normal now feel like a luxury for millions of people across the UK. We're not talking about people who are reckless with money. We're talking about nurses, teachers, delivery drivers, parents, people who are working full time and still can't make it to the end of the month. In 2024, the UK had one of the highest inflation rates in the developed world. Food prices went up over 25% in 2 years. Energy bills doubled, and wages, they didn't come close to keeping up. But here's what the headlines don't show you. The real faces behind these statistics. Real British people on TikTok opening up about what their lives actually look like right now, what they're cutting, what they're sacrificing, and how close to the edge they really are. What you're about to see is not rare. It's not isolated. It's happening on every street, in every city, across the entire...
The cost of living is so fucked that everything is now considered a luxury. Things that were normal a few years ago. I couldn't afford to get a haircut for 6 months. Dental care. My mum has had to pay for a root canal and a filling for me. I meant to get another one. I still haven't done it because it's over £500. Eating healthy is a luxury. Supplements like cod liver oil or vitamin C, things like that, are a luxury. Having your own place is a luxury. How is this normal? How is any of this normal? How is not being able to afford a haircut, being able to move out of your parents' house, being able to afford a car, why are these things luxuries? Being able to retire after working your whole life is a luxury. This country's fucked.
What the fuck? I recently made a video saying that £4.29 for Happy Meals in McDonald's is expensive, and there's people in my comments telling me to get my money up. And this is the problem with society, because it's not that I'm poor and I can't afford £4.29 for my kid to eat at McDonald's, but it is incredibly expensive, especially if people are on a low income and have multiple kids. This is literally the issue. Food is really expensive, and I don't think food needs to be so expensive to the point where people can't afford it, because we literally need food to live. We need to be protesting about the prices of food in the shops. Not just McDonald's, but grocery shopping has become so expensive for no reason. Like, if it keeps going up, people might actually die of starvation. That's how deep the problem is. And you're here telling me to get my money up. You do know the cost of living crisis is...
How much does it cost to live a decent life in the UK? Well, that would really depend on what you class as a decent life. But for me, a decent life is having all your expenses paid and £600 to £700 at the end of the month to be able to spend on yourself or save up. So I'm going to show you exactly how much you'd need to earn. But before we work all that out, I'm Ash. I talk about British culture here on TikTok. So if you'd like to learn more about British English or British culture, make sure you give me a follow. Now, the average cost of a one-bedroom apartment in a big city is going to be between £800 to £1,000. So let's choose 800 to be safe. Electricity right now is extremely expensive, so you're looking at least £150 to £200 per month. And then for food, you're going to be wanting to spend at least £200 on food, minimum. That's £150 for council tax, 70 quid for transport. We're going to be quite generous with this one. It would be a lot more if you had a car, you had to pay road tax, MOT, all of that good stuff. But let's just say you take public transport and you occasionally walk. And we're going to lump Wi-Fi, phone bill and water all together. So that's £100 per month. So in total, just on expenses, you're looking at almost £1,500 to £1,600 per month to live comfortably in the UK. So add on that £600 for spending money, for saving, you're looking at almost £2,100 to £2,200 per month just to live comfortably. And so you'd need to earn that after tax. So of course your salary would need to be a lot more. So probably about £2,800 to £2,700 per month. So that's how much it costs to live comfortably and live a decent life in the UK. £2,600 to £2,700. Now you could definitely do that cheaper if you're sharing your apartment, if you're shopping at places like Lidl and Aldi, definitely. But this scenario was just a decent, comfortable, easy living life. If you'd like to hear a budget cheapskate version of how to live in the UK decently, on a tight budget, let me know in the comments. I'll do another one of those. But if you learned something new about the UK, make sure you give me a follow.
Give me one benefit of living in the UK. There's absolutely none. I wouldn't be surprised in 2 years if they start charging people for oxygen tax. Like every breath you take, you get taxed on. And there'll be like your British ID card to like verify you're paying your taxes. Like it's fucked up. Like my brother has his own business there and he gets fucked around 50% every single year for his taxes, something around that. So he's working 6 months for free. Imagine waking up every single day for 6 months and all your money is going to the government. That is fucked. I don't care. I don't know how people are still living there. You might as well just move. Go back to your home country. I'm in Libya right now. It's the best life out here.
Everyone says living in London is very expensive, but how much is that really? Here's a breakdown of how much I spent in the month of December as a second-year dental student living in London. So first, let's talk about how much money did I actually bring into my bank account in the month of December. I brought in a total of £206, of which £156 was from tutoring students online and £50 was from my retail job, which I'm on a 0-hour contract I can pick up when I go back home. I spent a total of £139.64 on food, of which £86.48 was on groceries and £53.16 was on eating out and coffee. On transport, I spent a total of £82.45, of which £58.90 was on TfL and £23.55 to go back home. In monthly subscriptions, I paid £4.99 for my Netflix, and that is the only monthly subscription that I've signed up for. My phone bill has always just been linked to my dad's account, so I'm very lucky that it doesn't get added on, but it's about £6. I live in student accom, which means I pay for laundry, so I pay £20 for laundry. In online shopping for various things, I spend a total of £147.45. And then finally, in gifts and other miscellaneous things, I spent a total of £91.98. That brings my total to £692.51 in the month of December, which is excluding the rent I pay for my accommodation. So if you are someone who's thinking about to come and study in London, hopefully that gives you a little bit of an insight. I think I definitely have areas in my budget to cut down on, such as my online shopping and other miscellaneous activities. Obviously, money is not the only thing that should factor your decision on where you decide to firm your uni choice, but it does play a big part, so I think it's ignorant to not pay attention to it.
Oh, baby. Nice. That's good.
Alpha, I can see you enjoying the lights. Payday, electricity bill. Oh yeah, run. Run and fast before the lights will come out.
Well, I guess I need my lights.
Nice one, bro. Oi, mate, you alright? Your money's 200 quid, innit? running sharply, innit?
Okay.
Cheers, man. I know you know your bean has been collected. Yeah, you see how everywhere fresh, sweet, soft. Oh yeah, run, sharply, run.
Okay.
See you later, bro. Hey, Mr. Data Man, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you know what it is. Alpha, I know you, obviously, yeah, I know you got our message because you're still online, yeah? Quick. Sharp, run on. We still get upgrade. You get unlimited data, just extra 40.
Oh, come on.
No problem. Baby, the money. Thank you. Just do a transfer. I don't need to go with your card. I'm all dressed up so I can go. Okay, I just received it. Thank you. Love you. Bro, that app, you forgot to cancel it though. We need the money, oh. We need it.
I'm living in the UK and I don't have a job. I know that I'm never going to get a job again. I'm never going to have a boss again, that's for sure. Basically 2 years ago, I hit burnout from my 9-to-5 job in finance, started getting panic attacks at my desk, was burnt out. I got signed off work with stress, couldn't afford to pay our mortgage, we were renovating our home, we couldn't afford to pay the builders, we were already in debt and I was, not able to work. I was scrolling online and literally came across people, regular people, not influencers, making thousands a day from their phone promoting digital products that I didn't have to create, and that's what I got started with. I learned how to do digital marketing, I learned how to promote digital products that I didn't have to create, things like courses, ebooks, guides, recipes, all that kind of stuff. That's a digital product, and now I never have to work a 9-to-5 again, and I earn between £300 to £1,000 a day from my phone. Just this morning, in the last 24 hours alone, I've earned £1,500 literally just from sitting on my ass and staying at my auntie's cottage in Cornwall. And it's a random Wednesday, I'm not at work, I haven't had to ask my boss for annual leave. I am having a couple of days break, staying at my auntie's beautiful accommodation in Cornwall, just on a whim because I never have to ask my boss if I can have the day off. I'm going travelling around the Caribbean this winter with my husband. I've renovated our home, I've paid off all my debt. I don't say this to brag, I literally just say this to show you what's possible when you start changing your mindset to the fact that you don't actually have to trade your time for money. If you want to get
Low salaries, high costs, and a bad job market, that's the reality of living in the United Kingdom right now. And it feels like not enough people are angry that this is happening. For those who don't know me, I'm Ibrahim and I help people succeed in the corporate and the career world. Every year, rent goes up, your food shop costs more, and your energy bills creep higher. But somehow salaries stay exactly where they are. And when you bring it up, you're told you need to budget better. Like the problem is a takeaway coffee or a Netflix subscription, not the fact that I'm spending half my income on my rent. You're expected to be grateful for a pay rise that doesn't even beat inflation, while everything around you is quietly getting more expensive. It's not that people are bad with money. Well, some people are bad with money. It's that the system is expensive and real wages aren't keeping up with inflation. This is not a lifestyle issue. It's an earning problem.
How much money per month do you think you need to be making in the UK to live comfortably?
to live comfortably per month. 3K per month is okay, man.
3K. Why would you say 3K?
Flat share, £700, £600, like so most flat shares, all bills inclusive, you know. So you don't, you get, so like you don't have to think about council tax, you don't have to think about other bills. So that's £700 gone. That's calm, like literally.
Come for grocery shopping with me as I spend a total of £20, which is equivalent to 3,200 Kenya shillings. Ever since I came to the UK, one thing that the UK will definitely teach you is how to wisely budget the money that you have at hand. And so far, I have figured out as a new person in here or as a student, you have to know what and where works for you and stick to it and just have a budget. And where else can that be done if not shopping at Lidl? I love Lidl as it is really, really affordable and you get to save so much money. As an international student, I think Lidl has the most affordable prices that one can spend on being a student on a budget. First, I got these red onions, which was going for 95p. I also got these mixed veggies for about 99p. I got spaghettis for 28p each. I got this bottle of whole milk, which was going for £1.45. I got these straight chips for about £1.65. One thing about the straight chips is that they really come through for you in times you don't feel like cooking. I got these carrots for 69p. This cabbage, I got it for 75p. I also bought these potatoes for £1.79. I bought these mixed peppers, different colors, for £1.59. I got some chicken thighs for about £2.59. Got this loaf of bread, which was going for 47p. I got some tomato paste, which was going for 59p each. And I also bought these tomatoes. I got these eggs, 10 of them, which were going for 1.33. I also got these yogurts. I took 2, blueberry and passion. I bought this apple and mango juice, which was going for 1.69. I got this white chocolate, which was going for 1.79. Lastly, I got this box of detergent. Most of the things bought should last for about 2 to 3 weeks. At the end of the day, I spent £19.71. In my own opinion, I feel like as a new student, you can really survive on a budget of £20 to £40 groceries a month. What do you guys think?
So we are being lied to in America. All of these groceries we just got today, including soda, soy milk, veggies, rice, potatoes, face cream, eye cream, veggies, chicken, potatoes, coffee, tea. We got all of this for only 56 British pounds, which is about 75 USD. This would have cost $150 to $200 in America.
The cost of living in the UK right now is absolutely crazy. Like, I don't know how people afford to live here. Like, on minimum wage, especially. Like, you need to have, 2 jobs to be able to afford the UK. Like, for me, I'm so grateful that I have the work that I do because it makes it affordable to live here. But I don't even want to live here because of this costs. Like, I can, go to, places, even Dubai is cheaper than England right now. You could literally be living somewhere so much warmer and so much cheaper for the same amount of money or less. Like, for me, this just is and for everybody that I know, this is more than enough reason to go and start a side hustle and to want to go and achieve more for yourself than having to put up with this.
So I wanted to talk today about how much it costs to be an immigrant, because I don't think enough people in the UK know how much money people are spending to stay here legally. I'm Zing Singh. I'm a journalist who's written about immigration for places like the iPaper and Vice. I also did this video about indefinite leave to remain, and I am a pretty standard example of a non-EU immigrant who came here for school. So I'm going to show you how much someone like me would have to pay in today's money to stay here. So let's say you've been accepted to study at a British university. Congratulations. Now you have to apply for a student visa. That costs around £500. You also have to pay £800 around there every year to use the NHS. This is called the Immigration Health Surcharge. So let's say you finish your degree and now you want to stay in the UK. You can apply for a graduate visa that lets you stay for around 18 months. That costs another £880. And also, did I mention the cost of the health surcharge is going up? You will pay about £1,000 a year from now on. So you're on your graduate visa, you need to find a job before it runs out. That's not very easy in the current climate. Migrants have to do one better though. We have to find a job at a company that's willing to sponsor us a work visa known as a skilled work visa. The company has to pay the government to sponsor you, but you still have to pay money to the government. And that can cost anywhere between £800 to £1,800. So did I mention you're also still paying the NHS surcharge? So that's going to be another £1,000 a year. Okay, so let's say you don't go onto the work visa route because you've fallen in love with a British person. Woo! So how much does it cost to apply for a visa as their spouse? So that's another £1,300 to apply for a spousal visa instead of the UK, which just goes to show you that love does not come cheap. So once you've got a work visa or a spousal visa, you usually have to stay in the country for around 5 years before you get indefinite leave to remain, which means you can stay here without needing to get any more visas. Can you catch a break while applying for this? Nope, because that is going to cost you another £3,000. So if you add it all up, plus the health surcharge, you will probably have paid around £14,000. But this is assuming everything is going according to plan, right? Maybe something goes horribly wrong and you have to hire an immigration lawyer, and that means you are now paying legal fees on top of everything. So no wonder 2/3 of migrants are going into debt to fund the whole expense. Now, you might be saying, maybe these fees are justified. Maybe the Home Office needs money to fund itself. Well, according to the iPaper, it costs the Home Office £500 to process a single leave to remain application, which means they make a tidy profit of £2,500. And this is putting aside all the other requirements to stay in this country, like the citizenship test, otherwise known as the Life in the UK test. So the next time someone tells you it's too easy to get into this country, ask them, can you afford to spend £14,000 to stay here?
And that is what life looks like for everyday people in Britain right now. Not a political debate, not a statistic on a government report, real people, real struggles, real consequences of a cost of living crisis that nobody in power seems to be in a hurry to fix. What gets me is how normal this has become. People skipping meals, choosing between heating and eating, working 2 jobs just to afford a flat they can barely live in, and somehow society has just accepted it, like this is just how things are now. But it doesn't have to be, and the fact that these people are speaking up, filming themselves, being vulnerable, putting it out there, that matters, because silence is how things stay broken. If any of this hit close to home for you, drop a comment below. Tell me what you're dealing with, because I genuinely want to know, and so does everyone watching this. And if you know someone going through it right now, share this video. Not for the views, but because sometimes just knowing you're not alone makes a difference. If this video opened your eyes, there's a lot more where this came from. Every week I put together these compilations so the voices of ordinary British people actually get heard. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Because trust me, the next topic is one people are not talking about enough.